Welcome back, folks, to the Travelling of the Stars. It is Traveller, and the crew have assembled.
Yay!
Only
I
one of
wouldn't
them's
exactly
here.
call them a crew, to be honest.
Definitely not a crew that is on the books. We're definitely off the books. I don't know how I feel about that one.
Is it a crude crew?
This is a cause for celebration. Let's get alcohol.
Does anyone need a summary of what happened last time before we continue?
I remember there being absolutely zero insurance being issued.
You're quite right, there was zero insurance.
There was alcohol, though. I remember.
There
that.
was some alcohol, you brought it yourself.
There is always alcohol involved with you, Edwin.
You
So,
say it's like it's a bad
Doesn't
thing.
sound like we need a summary before we kick off.
I don't think so.
So, we left your crew on course for Gattin, as I recall, after just discovering that there was some encrypted data on your computer library that could not be unencrypted by any of you. You still have a bit of travel time to go before you get to Gattin.
I would like to spend this time just tinkering around with the engine, making sure everything's actually up to date.
Okay.
And not fucked.
Anything anyone else wants to do?
I'm gonna run the numbers.
You run some numbers. Any numbers in particular?
No. The numbers.
Okay.
12.
You know the ones.
Apparently I
would
know
like-
them.
I would like to spend my time studying Gattin customs,
Ah, you wish to study Gattin customs.
in case we land on the planet.
In case you land on the planet.
I don't want to land and have Conard go to shake someone's hand and start an intergalactic war, for instance.
The customary way of saying hello is slapping your balls against their forehead.
Right, it doesn't take you too long using the computer system. You won't need to make a roll to glean some information about Gattin. You learn that Gattin is a planet that was originally set up as a colony from Esal. It's not doing very well, as far as you know.
Oh God, we're going to the colonies.
And it's ruled by a government that basically takes command from Esal itself. The technology level is quite a bit below what you're used to, a little below what you're used to. It's probably more equivalent to how 20th century, 21st century Earth is, for the most part. There is a starport. It's a quite passable one. It's a quite passable one actually at Gattin.
What about like customs that the people have?
They
Anything
are.
we should be aware of?
All you get is that, as far as you know, there's nothing really extraordinary about the planet except that it is extremely cold. There are pretty much only two general seasons. There's mild winter and really bad winter.
Common language?
Pretty much what you speak. There's no real... Since they're all from Esal, there's no different language that you need to know of.
Right. Well, in that case, after studying this information for a while, I retire to get some shut-eye before we get to Gattin.
Anyone else doing anything in particular?
Still just tinkering with the ship, making
Right.
sure nothing else falls off.
Spreading
I
some hay
want to-
around
I want
for
to
the
see-
raptor to shit in.
I want to run the numbers on how long we can actually stay in that planet with the current funds that we have with running the ship and with basically having to take care of our daily needs and stuff like that.
Right, well that's a pretty simple sum. If you include other people's funds as money you can use, you would definitely be able to, you need to pay the rent on your ship, your mortgage, every month. So you could probably last... The first month you'll be fine. The first month you'll be absolutely fine. The second month you would not have enough money.
Okay.
So you'll be fine for a month, and then the second month, food and stuff won't be a problem, but if you don't get any income in, by the time you get to month 2, you'll be entering into debt trying to pay off your mortgage.
Ah, okay. I want to share that with the rest of the crew.
Yep.
I am sharing that with the rest of the
Consider it dutifully shared.
I'd like to mention to Clyker that we might want to add some spare parts into his equations. This ship is not the most fantastic of things.
Ah, yes, the purchasing of spare parts. You could buy some. Most starports or worlds will sell you spare parts. You know that the going rate for spare parts is... Let's have a look. Repairing things. System damage. It's about 1,000 credits a ton per... 10,000 credits a ton per spare part.
Hmm.
Well then,
I'll keep that in the back of my
two
head.
thirds the spare part would pretty much be an extra ship for us in this little shit bucket.
Basically.
The only thing from your journey to Gattin and the surrounding planet that you figure out, Edwin, from the engines, is that they're not as sturdy and as well maintained as you thought they were at first glance. You get the feeling they might be a pain to keep going.
Is there anything I can do to improve this?
You don't think so. Aside from taking apart the entire ship and rebuilding it with new parts?
Well, I've got my work cut out for me.
You do.
Eh.
So I take it nobody else wants to do anything.
It's at this moment that I come barreling out of my sleeping quarters. Conard, your raptor is pissed all over one of my suits.
Conard.
I take this opportunity to absolutely die of laughter.
Who's
Did
going to pay
you,
for this?
Where did you put the suit?
It was hanging up at the end of my bunk, and when I
I
awoke,
quickly-
it was dripping.
Are you sure it was not desk guy?
As I hear Leland shout that, I quickly whip up an
It's
insurance.
Yayland, you muppet.
Right. As I hear Yale and talk about it, I quickly whip up insurance for suits against raptor piss, and I quietly hand it over to him, and I'm just like, sign and bring it back.
I take the document silently, implying that I am thinking to myself, how in the hell does he have an insurance form for every possible situation? But I take it from him, sign it, return it, and trudge back to my room.
How does post after the act insurance work?
Well, it just means that anything in the future, if this happens again, I'm
Yes.
covered.
But it's already soaked in
I
piss.
think the funny
Yep.
part that
That one's ruined.
The
So I'm down
Bikel
to
has
2
yet
suits.
that Bikel has yet not realised is considering he doesn't work for an insurance firm anymore.
I filed it under insurance to file.
Great.
Conrad's not sure what's
I
going on.
now have 2 suits and one urine-soaked suit.
Nice.
But
Is there a washing machine on the spaceship?
There is cleaning facilities, yeah.
try raptor urine. Very good at keeping predators away. You
I'm
wear
sure I'll
that.
find
You
it- I'm
wear
sure
it
I'll
well,
find
and
use
your
for it.
little
Oh!
brittle man frame, bordering on the female elderly.
Conrad
might-
actually did
you
just
might
raise.
not.
Hmm?
Conrad actually did just raise a good point. Local fauna on Gattin. Anything we should be aware of?
It's cold. There isn't really much local fauna to consider.
Right.
It's mostly perpetually covered in snow.
So no fauna of any kind that you would say.
Not outside the one city that the planet has.
There's dire wolves. I think it wolves, but
There's
dire.
one city. That
Right.
you will find plant life there.
So no wampas or anything.
They haven't really explored enough to give a concise answer.
Oh, great! So we
about-
could find something. Perfect.
You could if you go out wandering into the wilderness, yeah.
Why we do this, I'll never know, but
So, eventually, the distance between one planet and another is primarily filled with nothing. It's filled with stars and space, and because space is exceptionally vast, you don't actually encounter any other ships on your way from one planet to another.
Oh.
This time.
I was about to
Yeah.
say this time.
It's only when you actually get closer to Gattin do you start encountering ships. The first thing that you encounter is a random little unmanned security drone that just scans your ship in a cursory manner and just flies off. It's entirely procedure that if you encounter one of them, just a way to save on costs of having manned security ships. As you get a lot closer, and closer to the starport specifically, you do see craft. Craft actually just jumping in from other systems, mostly. And a few small craft, mostly ones that man the transportation of goods from the starport to the planet and vice versa. The spaceport itself is it's modest, but it doesn't look bad. Like, you guys have seen, well, some of you have seen really bad spaceports, and this one's perfectly serviceable. It's your choice if you want to dock on or communicate with the spaceport, or if you want to look around the surrounding space, ask other ships, go to the planet, activate self-destruct. The world is your oyster here.
I would like to run a search on what the cheapest facility to dock our ship at is.
Okay. That's fine. That'll only take
I'm
time.
happy with I'm happy with Baikal's consensus for this.
Yeah, sure.
That's only going to take time. It's not that bad at all. The cheapest place to dock your ship would actually be in the spaceport, because spaceports have like quite reduced costs compared to on-planet systems, which have a lot more to maintain. So if you want to dock in the spaceport, it's not going to cost you a lot of money.
How much are we talking?
A berthing cost, pretty much. It will only cost you... I need to roll.
5 million
If you want to berth here, it will only cost you 200 credits.
Yeah, I recommend we at least
Yeah.
dock up,
think
get
so.
some information, see what we can find out in the
And
system.
on the plus side, Henningham doesn't know that we're after him, so we don't have to bribe the officials on the station to cover our names or anything.
As you approach, you are communicated with on the comms.
Mm.
Cold nod.
Yeah, I'll just answer that.
We are picking up the your ship specifications here, says a youngish-sounding man. The ship Humility. Are you requesting clearance to dock?
Yes, sir, that'd be correct.
Right. Excellent. You are clear to dock in Bay 7. A official will be there for your berthing cost when you land. Welcome to the spaceport.
Ah, thank you.
Kiko, is the spaceport, is it like an actual space station?
It's
Is there
yeah,
like
it
stuff
is.
in there?
It is a small space station. Yeah.
Okay, but it's all like it's all about ships. There's no like other facilities.
There
or
are some other facilities. Generally, the better rate class a station is, the better off like the facilities are. The Traveller's Aid Society facilities are on the space stations.
Does I want to? By the way, I want to check out if the insurance company that I used to work for, if it actually has an office, a site office on this planet.
You
or
know
somewhere.
it. You know it doesn't.
I know it doesn't.
You know it doesn't.
Okay.
I'm not
Your-
helping you steal a desk.
Your
Michael.
insurance company, by the time you'd left, only had facilities on the world you were on, Zemos.
Ah, okay.
So there is nothing here officially for you, like
Okay.
company-wise. So, who wants to make the pilot check to dock the ship?
Oh, good God, no.
Well, considering I have pilot smallcraft 1,
Excellent.
I think I'm the only one who does.
It's not going to be a hard check. I need you to succeed.
In our insurance, Leland is the designated driver. So.
in...
Is he Leland?
I'm
now?
just gonna
Jesus
stop
Christ.
trying. I'm just gonna stop trying soon.
Sorry,
I
is
want
it
you to
Galen?
roll me.
Excuse me.
Galen?
Is there a name? Is there like a name
No,
changing
I forgot.
service
It's been
on
so
the
long
station?
since we
'Cause
played. What is it?
Yeah.
Is it Yayland?
It's
Yayland.
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 So
okay.
I want you to make.
Yealand
I want
or Yayland?
Cultured oaf.
Yealand or Yayland?
Yay.
Yayland.
Yayland, so like Yayland
Right.
Yutani. Okay.
I want you to roll me. This
Yeah.
is very easy. I want you to roll me 2d6. Add your pilot skill. Add your dice modifier for intelligence, and you need to get 4+.
And my dice modifier for intelligence, I don't have one, so that's
So
Yep.
just 2d6 plus your
So- 2d6 plus my pilot skill, which is 1. 2d6.
Basically, don't roll a snake eyes.
5 plus 1 is 6.
That's fine. You manage.
I manage. I scrape a bit of
No,
paint
you do it perfectly
aside.
fine. If you get it by like over 1, by 1 or more, you've done it just fine.
Okay, great.
So you've managed it. You easily dock the ship in. It's
What
not
is
hard.
the name of this station, by the way? Does it actually have a name, or is it just the spaceport?
Well, this one
Baseball.
one is called
Citadel
Ice Shard Station. They were
Ice
very
shard.
ice shard. They were
Ice
very imaginative. You note.
Mm.
This is ice shard.
Just a few parsecs from Snowball Station.
Exactly. You dock in, and there is a man with a clipboard waiting for somebody to come out, and obviously wanting the 200 credit birthing fee.
I'll cover this one. I'll cover this one.
Right.
I'll cover this one.
Birthing fee. I feel the whole time. I feel like we're in a hospital. One
Yeah,
of us is
birthing
pregnant.
BERTH.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
So you take two.
A birthing fee, Christ's sake.
Just like,
Anyway.
Yalen, you pregnant, son?
Who knows? Conard is pregnant, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Cool. Nod.
Okay.
200 credits, did you say?
That's right, sir.
That brings my...
Okay.
total-
As we come out, I'd like to go up to the
Okay.
official and say to him, "Excuse me, do you know if there's any good bars or drinking holes around here?"
Drinking holds.
Well,
I'm going to keep a note of all my expenditure.
yep, that depends on how drunk you want to get.
Oh, what kinds of things are there?
Well, you've got a cocktail bar down there. You've got a few bars there, and that's pretty much it. There's only that and those.
Ah, thank you very much. I turn to the rest of them. Right, I'm going to go look and see if I can find this man in any of these places. Conard, whatever you
Conard.
feel like doing.
I'm going with you. Don't leave me with
Okay.
these two.
I don't blame you.
I'll leave Crab to guard the ship. Let's hope no one.
I'm going
Yes,
to.
please leave that.
I-
dick
I-
on the
I-
ship.
I'm going to stay at my desk for a while and fill out all of the forms that we have to fill out to stay docked in the station.
Okay, I mentioned to the attendant that came over. I mentioned, for the love of God, don't let anyone go into the ship. We have an animal in there. He isn't.
We pride
happy, so-
ourselves on our security.
Don't mention it. Oh, there might be an extra fee.
No, there's no fees.
He says. Paying
Pride
answer.
ourselves on our security. No one will get on board your ship.
Thank you very much. Okay, to drinks.
What are you doing, Yayland?
Well, I shake my head first of all as I watch Edwin and Conard shuffle off towards the nearest source of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
I quickly glance into the office space that Bikel has created to see himself busying himself with his paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
So I will actually take the opportunity to find the space station administrator.
Good idea. You're going to need to do a little bit of wrangling to get an actual meeting with him.
I think I can handle that, considering my past background.
What's your persuade skill like?
3 + 2 connection in brackets.
That's basically 3, because the
Okay.
+2 connection, you can erase that now. I
Oh,
want
okay.
you
So I can
to...
just cut that out, can I? Okay. So,
Yeah, I want you to make me...
Mhm.
Because this will be a bit difficult, because you're just arriving and declaring that you wish to see the administrator
Yeah, it's like
on short
just
notice.
basically kicking his door in and saying,
I'd
"I
like
demand
you-
to see the administrator."
I'd like you to make me... adding your charisma modifier to this, I'd like you to make me a 10+ roll with
God.
persuade.
Charisma modifier. I don't even have
Do you... Oh, sorry, a social standing.
social
Sorry.
+1.
So,
Okay.
so add +4
in fact.
to this roll to get 10+.
Basically, double twos or
So
higher.
which dice am I rolling? Sorry.
2d6.
2d6.
2d6
plus,
unless I say otherwise. Your
2d6 + 4.
your
in this
your
case.
persuade skill plus your social standing. Yeah.
10 + 4.
Yeah.
14.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well,
Well, that's not hard. You
What can I say, guys? I have the gift of the gab.
It does not take you long at all to emphasize that it is very important that you see the administrator of the spaceport on an urgent matter. So you will be able to get a meeting going pretty quickly. We'll just
oh good God, it's that guy.
we'll quickly cut
Now,
back
do I
to.
want to bring the? I think it'd be best to bring the rest of the crew along. So is there any way of?
You can go find
let-
them.
Yes, I think I'd we'll book the meeting for a time, and
It's
I
in
will
an hour.
gather the crew.
It's
So
in an hour.
let's go see what they're up to, shall we?
What are?
Before we do anything further,
Hmm?
did Conard have to hand over his sword before going?
No. Pretty much what happens is that spaceports have a level of law independent of the planet.
Oh, I see.
So you're all right to have your sword here. There are people armed with a lot worse than swords here.
I will have left my more unique weaponry and just kept
You mean
my
your
shotgun.
grenade launcher?
Yeah.
That is a good idea. You've not encountered anybody here with a grenade launcher.
I don't think I want to keep that nearby at the moment.
You in fact know, but would not have. You might have mentioned Yayland on your discoveries that in fact On the planet Gattin, you would not actually be allowed to take that grenade launcher down to the planet.
I wonder why.
Basically, you're allowed to take personal concealable weapons and shotguns, tasers, bladed weapons. You're not allowed to take light assault weapons and submachine guns or heavy weapons. As a personal citizen, you're not allowed
I have a feeling we'll be on the station for a while, so we can deal with that when the time comes.
So I'm
But also
currently
Conard,
alone at the ship, right?
Conard. At least this place has high ceilings.
Currently, you are alone
Conard.
on the ship. Yes, Michael.
Okay, so I'm alone in the ship.
Yep.
I would like to use
Not
this,
entirely
like,
alone.
now that everyone is gone. What I would like to do is, I would like to, first of all, use my computer to run an extensive background check on everyone in the crew, including Konar's Raptor, obviously.
Right.
And while that is running, I would then also like to do another search on where to buy the best coffee in the starport. And while that is running, I would like to rummage through the belongings of the crew to see if there's anything suspicious that I can find.
Right. Are you trying to rummage subtly?
I will rummage in such a way that No, I'll just rummage through
You'll
stuff.
just rummage. Right,
Yes.
okay. I'd
You
like
can
you...
always blame the raptor.
I'd like you to make me a computer roll using your intelligence as a statistic to
Oh wait,
modify it.
could someone do me a favor and link the roll thing again real quick?
Yes.
I'd like you to do a computer roll based on your intelligence added in as well. I'd like you to make 9+.
Okay, wait, so that's 2d6, right?
Yep, plus your computer skill plus your intelligence modifier. I want you to get me 9+.
Okay, so my intelligence modifier is +1 and
Yep.
my computer skill is 3.
So you get +4. I need you to get me 9+.
I rolled a 9, so I have a 13.
Okay, right, that's going. I'll let you know the result of that.
That's the
when you-
computer stuff for both
Yeah.
the crew background
Yeah,
check and
that's done passively, so that you've got that
Okay.
going.
Yeah, okay.
Rummaging through the crew's inventory, I don't think you find anything particularly suspicious.
Is there anything that Michael Moulton would find suspicious?
No.
Is there any coffee?
No.
No.
Okay.
You don't find anything that your character specifically would find suspicious, considering what you've seen of the people. There's nothing that makes you go,
Okay, good.
good. Right.
And then, do I know? Wait, is it just the background check, or have I already found where the best coffee place is?
Oh, that's easy. You know where you can get that.
I know where I can get that in the starport.
Yeah. The best coffee is actually if you just order it directly from the Starport officials. They'll be able to get you some coffee. That's the
Okay.
best
I was going to use my car to drive there, but okay.
They won't let you drive your car in the Starport.
Right. Well, Michael
God
doesn't
fucking
know that. I would like to. Okay, then I would like to order. Let's see. Let me run the numbers. I would like to order. How much money? How much is a kilo of coffee?
20 credits.
20 credits.
Yep.
I would like to order.
Oh god, here we go.
I would like to order 795 credits worth of coffee.
Right, just put that in there then.
Okay,
That's
wait.
a lot of coffee.
Wait, is it 795? Yes, that leaves me with 500 credits.
You do the math.
I am doing the math.
You do the
I'm
math.
running.
While you're doing that, I'm going to switch to the other
And
people.
it gets brought into the cargo hold, right?
Eventually.
Okay.
I'm going to go switch to another group now.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm switching to, to Edwin and good old Conard, who've gone into a bar.
You said 20 credits per kilo, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You've gone into a bar. It's
Yeah.
very empty.
Okay.
There's one person drinking, and there's one person tending the bar.
I'll just sit up at the bar and go to Conard. Do you want anything? And with no swift
No.
reply, I'll just no swift reply. I'll just go. Okay, just get me whatever's decent.
Ah, right. He passes you a drink that looks like it's freezing.
Oh, nod. As he notices the
There you are.
barman.
Passes you a drink that looks like it's like billowing ultra cold smoke.
I take a sniff.
Smells alcohol-y.
How much? I don't even care. I just down it anyway.
It's really cold.
It's alcohol.
Yep,
Don't really care.
and it's also quite strong.
Mm.
But yeah, 5 credits.
Yeah,
That'll be
okay.
it for the drink. Are you going to do anything except drink?
I'm just going to look at the other bloke in the room and say, how long have you been here then?
He's not talking.
Can I get a good look at the man?
He looks like a spaceport guard off duty.
Ah,
He's heavily armed.
note to self, don't piss him off. I'll just turn to the bartender and just like see if anyone interesting's come through recently.
Make me a persuade roll.
Mm-hmm.
Plus your... Ooh. Plus your education.
Okay.
Because it's basically your ability, your knowledge of how to talk to these people rather than your standing. I want you to
Okay.
get me 8+.
Okay, so
Do you have persuade?
persuade +1.
Oh, so you have the persuade skill.
Yeah.
Good.
Education is a 7, so don't get
Yep.
anything from that.
No.
Can Conrad loom to assist his role?
That would be a different kind of roll.
Shatner role.
So what do I need?
An 8+.
7, fuck.
You find that while he's happy to talk to you about general stuff, you're not gleaning any particular information that you want to know.
Hmm.
He's just talking about the fact that not many people have been coming and going lately. It's been a bit quiet, trade on a bit of a lull, but apart from that, you don't glean much from your talk with him.
Hmm. And the guard's still very untalkative.
Guard is just minding his drink.
Yeah, I'll buy the guard a drink on as I'm sitting next to him. Might as well. Does he say anything?
Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. Worked here long?
You could say that. Busy few days. Oh.
How so? What's up?
Oh, just the usual. Ships coming, ships going, people. Oh, so boring.
I'm sure you get a few interesting people coming through now and again, though, yeah?
Occasionally. Yeah, you get your big ship, mercenaries. Not well-to-do people sometimes.
Oh?
Well, you know, spaceports attract all kinds of people. Sometimes they attract the less savory kind, but without an actual thing to accuse them of, you can't hardly deny them entrance, can you?
Yeah, true enough.
Few
You seem
pirates around here, you know. No big time things, just small groups. They can make a quick credit by robbing people.
Always the type, eh?
Yep, always the type.
What about drifters? You get any of them around here?
Always get drifters. It's a spaceport. People come and go, some linger.
Any specific that stand out for you? Any specific people you've seen recently?
Make me another persuade roll. This one is harder. 10
Shit.
plus.
Shit.
This is using your social standing
Ah.
rather than education.
Social standing is an 8. Don't think I get anything for that.
No.
No, shit. Just 10.
Was one chap a little while ago worried
Oh.
about something. Very worried. Always
Oh.
looking over his shoulder. He thought someone was following him. No one was. I came to the guards and thought someone was, and we did some checks, and no one was, but jittery fellow. Borderline paranoid, if you ask me. Didn't catch his name, though.
Yeah, shame. Any idea where this guy is?
At this
Nope.
point, Conrad interjects, looks at the man straight in the face. Conrad, we seek Henningham!
I look at Kynard and say,
Blankly looks at you and goes, I don't know a guy called Henningham. Sorry.
Alright, Conrad.
anyway, I just shrug and say, well, if you get any wind of this guy, any chance you can give me a shout?
Probably, if you're around.
Yeah, sure.
It is at this point that Yayland comes in.
Okay. I hand my contact info over to the man and walk over to Yayland.
Your meeting is in about another 20 minutes.
Oh, fantastic. Can I
Oh,
interest
good
you
news.
guys?
Good news. I've managed to arrange a meeting with the spaceport administrator, so hopefully we'll be able to get a bit more information than, as I glance at the bartender and the person sitting at the bar, from these people.
Ah, fantastic. Why don't we celebrate? Who wants alcohol?
I'll pass, thank you. I have to maintain my cognitive functions in case I need
one
to.
won't hurt you.
I think it would.
It's not that strong.
I'll pass, thank you.
Michael.
Michael is dead, apparently.
Michael is indeed. Out of curiosity, I'm just going to let you know, your computer search at this point brings up nothing on Conard, except the fact that he served in the Star Marines on what would seem like the same ship as Edwin Mann for 4 years in a compulsive military draft.
Star Marines.
You
They're
see
metal
that
boxes.
what you managed to pull up is that Edwin Mann has had a relatively long career in the Navy. Didn't do too particularly badly. You don't see that he was dishonorably discharged. There is a bit of information about Yayland, mostly about his work as a high-standing diplomat for Lyon. There's not a lot of detail that comes out of it. It's generally vague reports. You don't have access to the networks that would give you something more defined.
Ah, I see.
But nothing that you would bring up as suspicious.
Okay. So depending on their backgrounds and the skills that we need, I reallocate the allowance in our money.
Okay, you can do that.
God.
Okay, good.
So, I take it the three of you are going to go and collect Michael?
Sure.
I would like to make myself a coffee and walk out of the ship and into the space station to look around.
Okay, you do that. Anywhere you're looking for in particular?
I'm walking around the space station and I'm trying to see if there's any people who look like they might need some insurance.
Everyone looks busy, generally.
Busy people generally need insurance. Do I see anything out of the ordinary?
No.
Do I come across anything out of the
No,
ordinary?
not really. You actually just sort of stand out. You stand out just being somebody being there and not doing anything.
Okay.
So,
Is there a food place somewhere?
you can buy food, yeah.
Like is there like some kind of stall where a guy
Yep.
is like
There's loads of them.
there's loads of stalls.
What are you looking
kind
for?
of what's the spiciest food they got?
They have some spicy meat. There's a meat stall.
Okay. I
Sells
go
it
to the
in,
meat stall.
wraps. Yeah, you can buy that.
I go to the meat stall and I tell him that I want the spiciest meat that is so spicy that if a human eats it, he would normally get sick of it.
Okay, he starts preparing you something.
Like ridiculously spicy.
Yep.
Like I tell him I want it so spicy that you shouldn't even be allowed to sell it to me because it will probably kill me.
He says he'll see what he can do.
Okay.
While that's being prepared, if you guys are going to look for him, he's not hard to spot.
Well, I was going to suggest that we actually get back to the ship and find that Michael has disappeared.
Not too far away from the ship is Michael standing there with a cup of coffee, ordering from a slightly suspect-looking meat stall.
By the way, to give you guys some kind of audio to this is Michael standing there going.
Okay. So I approach Michael as he's ordering this food. I take a glance at the pre-prepared meat that is sitting in the counter, and I turn to Michael and say, Michael, you are aware this planet has got 0 indigenous animals on it. So where do you think this meat came from?
Probably from a very certified reseller.
It's your funeral, my friend, and I walk away to stand with Edwin and Conard.
He does eventually serve you a wrap with meat in it. The meat looks heavily spiced.
How much meat is it? Is it like a good amount?
It's a fair amount, yeah.
Okay. I would like to take the meat and go back to the ship. And I throw the meat into the nearest hallway where I know the raptor can get to, and then I leave the ship.
Oh!
Oh.
And here I was thinking you were going to eat it and fart in the meat.
And then I meet up with the rest of the guys, and I take a sip of my coffee, and I go,
I notice that he comes back with Sin Wrap, and I look at Conard and say, I think we both know where that meat is at the moment.
What's going on?
It's a bit of a jump for you to say that, but
No?
yeah, it's a bit of a jump.
yeah, he could have
Okay.
easily just left that on his table to eat later.
Or whatever. Like,
But yeah, he does not
Okay.
come back with it.
Okay, fair enough.
You're breaking the fourth. You're breaking my immersion.
I'm so sorry.
So basically, yeah, you can converse with yourselves now, or wait until you have your meeting.
Well, considering the
what have you
meeting's in
guys been
5
doing?
minutes.
I wish to update everyone on my what I've learned from the security guard, a jittery
Oh,
man,
please,
constantly.
yes, please do.
Yeah,
I noticed,
No,
I noticed,
no,
I noticed,
Henningham.
I noticed you were talking to that grumpy-looking fellow at the bar, Edwin.
yeah, he's an
Any
off-duty.
information?
I look down at the empty glass in my hand quickly, promptly slide it across the floor, nowhere that anyone can see it, and say, off-duty security guard mentioned he'd seen a suspect sort of drifter walking around highly jittery, constantly looking over his shoulder. Possibly might be the guy we're looking for.
Any descriptive features?
Sadly not. But
Come to think
I've
of
given
it,
him.
just to jump back in time.
You
Did
were
we
not
actually?
given.
Did we?
Yeah, we were
A
not given any.
description. No
You were
description.
not given a description of Henningham.
So I
Okay.
didn't ask. But he has told me that I have given
Why
him
the
my
hell
my
did I sign up for this?
Because you're desperate. I continue to say I've given him my information. He shall contact me if said drifter comes into the scan range anytime soon.
Fair enough. Michael, what have you been up to apart from your meat?
Well, I ran the numbers on some things, and then I made sure that everything on the ship was in order, and I got a snack for a good friend.
I'll leave it at that.
Conan is completely oblivious.
Oh no.
He's just
Edwin
he's just
looks over.
entranced by the high ceilings.
Edwin goes over to the suspect meat stand and has a sniff upon realizing he probably doesn't want to eat
No, you
anything
probably
when he's
don't.
drunk. No, he promptly comes back to the group and wonders how Mr. Bolton can stomach that.
The administrator will be expecting us.
Okay, let's carry on then.
We should make tracks.
It's not hard to find. Most space stations have a fairly similar layout for the official parts of it, so you know where to go to find the administrator.
Yeah, I've dealt with many in my time.
You are expected, and the door is opened for you to reveal a man who looks like he's very young for a space station administrator. Looks like he's in his late 20s, about roughly 6 feet tall. He's wearing a grey station uniform, from what you glean from seeing other people with station uniforms. He has a pistol slung at his side, and he seems to greet you with a smile.
Conan.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon indeed, Yayland. Please take a seat, all of you.
Thank you.
There are 4 seats.
Yeah, fantastic.
Conan's not
Is the
sure.
seat big?
Conrad won't need one.
I wonder if is the seat big enough for Conrad?
Barely?
Conan's his people are nomadic, so they would normally not carry chairs. They would sit on the ground
Yeah.
in tents.
I motion to Conrad. It's okay. Sit down. It's just like on the ship. We used to have the seats.
Conrad Rikers the motherfucker out of that chair.
See, fair enough. You sit on the chair like that. Okay.
Oh God.
Is
Please don't
Michael
tell me-
sitting?
Please don't tell me you popped out your loincloth.
Yeah, on stations, as far as I've gathered, Conrad is wearing more reasonable clothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, thank
think it's-
everything.
I think it's like a shirt and trousers and shoes. Wasn't it?
Something along those lines. Yeah, something about that sort of description.
I'm just picturing this big muscle-bound dude in like a dress suit with a sword strapped to his back, just walking around going,
it's pretty.
Conrad.
As far as I remember you telling me, Rufus, it's pretty simple clothing.
Yeah, he's pretty much wearing normal off-world clothing because
Okay,
I
fair
mean,
enough.
Kamimo's hot and
Yeah.
he doesn't have any off-world clothing that's not from off-world, so that's what he's wearing.
Is Michael sitting?
Michael is sitting, yeah, just sipping on my coffee.
He sits down and goes, "Oh, so, what can I do for you?"
I leave
Well-
this for Yayland.
Well, we're actually looking for someone.
Oh,
Yes. We have no idea what this man looks like. We only know his name.
We seek Henningham!
What he said.
Indeed.
Henningham. May I ask?
Henningham.
May I ask why you are seeking him?
I'd like
Going
to
back
speak
in time again. Did we
Uh,
actually get told the reason?
Nope.
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 You only
We
got
don't
told to
know.
search to
I'd like
find
to-
him.
We don't know.
I'd like to pop up and say if
All we know
we
is
were,
it's
we were
urgent.
hired Yeah, I'd like to pop up and say we were hired to look for an acquaintance of someone. That's all we know, sadly.
Seeking for profit.
My good friend Cassine is looking for this man. And considering Cassine's current predicament, I would like to find him as soon as possible.
I hope you don't intend this man any ill will.
No, of
We
course
don't.
not, sir.
We just want to sell him some insurance.
I smirk and then just say, no, we're simply looking for him. We have no other
Slightly
business.
furrowed brow from the man at the insurance, but
I forgot the insurance.
Because Michael.
how long ago was he here?
From what we found a couple of days ago, he's been here a few days since.
He starts tapping on a screen in his desk.
I'm sorry to interrupt your search, but I didn't catch your name.
Me, Matthew Gallen. I am the space station administrator. Recently appointed.
Conard.
I could tell you're quite young for a space station administrator.
Very young, yes. Needs must, I'm afraid.
Wealthy parents?
Carrack Uprising substitute. What he means by that, for anybody who has a military career, is that after the Carrack Uprising, there were a lot of empty positions for around the region, which had to be filled quite quickly with temporary replacements for fresh stock of military personnel. So when he says he's a substitute, it means that he's recently actually permanently took on the position. He probably took on this space station quite young.
Well played.
Right.
How goes his search?
Well, Henningham. We have a Henningham here. Registered to...
He'll do. I'll have him.
I'll take one, please.
You've registered to a spaceship called the Stargazer. It is a Stargazer. Well, I'd barely call it a ship.
Now, would he be so stupid as to use an alias so close to his original name?
You don't know.
It's close enough.
That was
Well,
kind of
we
that was an internal thought, by the way. Sorry.
You know, he brings up the specifications for the ship. It is a Jensen intrasystem miniature shuttle. It's a gym. Basically, anybody that hasn't seen one before, it looks like a small brick in space.
Fucking damn it. not
Fantastic.
again.
You've been waiting to introduce this, haven't you?
It's pretty brick-like. It's got a view screen at the front and an airlock on the left-hand side, but it's ugly. It just looks like a grey brick in space.
Is this still docked here now?
No, left yesterday.
Do you have a destination?
I don't have a destination, but I do have a heading.
It's the best lead that we have. Would you be willing to share that information?
Point Conard's meaty mass in the direction of the Henningham.
You're going to start using Conard as a verb now. Conard you.
It is a bit curious, actually. He headed straight for unoccupied space. If he was heading towards a planet, he was going a very roundabout way about it. He wasn't heading in the direction of any planet I know. Unless he was planning on going into a low berth and cruising his way to the next system. And as far as we know, his ship doesn't have a low berth.
So we should be able to catch up to him. When did he leave?
Yesterday.
He left yesterday. If I know what... Your ship's certainly faster than his. You could catch up with him. If you
I
can
think
find him.
I think it's the best lead we have. You have no other names even closely resembling Henningham.
Nope, none whatsoever. Henningham is the closest I've got.
Would you happen to have a photo identification of this man?
Do we have a photo?
No, I'm saying, would they have?
He does
any sort-
actually present you with a... He prints out a photo for you, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Kiko, this Henningham guy, he's from the planet that I was on, right? Because
We were all
Carl,
on.
because Carl
Well,
grabbed, then we were all on, yeah. But the one where my company was, right?
Henningham, I don't think you were ever told where he was from.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't actually say where he's from on the information. They didn't check that. He could
Oh.
look it up for you.
Yeah, why not? Just
Sounds
out of
good.
curiosity.
Yes, I would like to know that, where he's from.
The more
And if he
information
has
we
a
have
picture
about
and
him.
if he has a picture and the full name of him.
Now that we have a picture, can we show it to Casino? I wonder.
Well,
That's-
he's
I was
called
about-
he's called Henningham Johnson.
Okay.
And he's not from this system. He originally came from Sattel, which is 2 parsecs away.
Okay.
So
I would like to use my computer connections to run what was it, Henningham Johnson?
Yep.
To run Henningham Johnson, who to run if he has any insurance anywhere.
make me a computer check. Intelligence. I need you to get me 12 plus.
Oh, okay. 12 plus. So
Yeah.
I rolled 2, I rolled a 6, that is a 10 then.
You come up with nothing as he's looking up stuff. He does provide you with a picture. Henningham looks to be in his 30s. He has slightly patchy brown hair that's going grey. He looks tired. He looks a little malnourished.
Did you slip up? Confirmed for Henningham?
Henningham, yeah?
You keep calling him Henningham. It's Hanningham, isn't it? This is what guy we're looking at right
He's
now.
called Henningham. But yeah, this is the Hanningham, yeah.
This
you
is the
think
Hanningham
you
picture.
think it's
You
Henningham.
think it's Henningham, okay.
So I'm just presuming it's Henningham here for now, because you
Hey.
think it is. He looks a little gaunt, a little malnourished, a little tired. He doesn't look well.
Right. Is this meeting done with this man?
Unless there's anything else you want to ask me.
Unsure. Oh, I have no more questions to say, so I would like to take the printout, and at this point, I'd like to go
Hands it
back
to
to
you.
the ship.
Wait, do we have the name of his ship?
It's
Yes,
called the Stargazer.
Stargazer. Yes.
Okay, I would like to do the same thing which I did for Henningham and run the Stargazer's insurance.
The same thing, a 12 plus computer.
You and your fucking 12, Skiko.
At this point, I'd like to go back to the ship and see if
I
I can
rolled
get a
a
comlink with.
9. Let's see. I get +1 from intelligence, that a 10, and I get my computer on it, that's a 13. So 13.
You don't get a lot on the information on the Stargazer. The only thing you get is the official registry of registered ships for the system, which confirms that it exists. This man has no insurance on this ship whatsoever.
As I was
Okay.
saying, I'd like to go back to the ship and
Okay.
use comms to get into contact with Kasim if possible.
Okay. What
I
the rest
nod at Edwin as he leaves, sharing the same thought.
In a
What
bit.
about the other two?
Conrad, I would assume, would be following me.
Conrad is a bit lost, so he just follows E-Man.
Okay. And Michael.
I'd like to stay behind for a moment when everyone else has left.
Do we know where the guy went?
You only have a rough bearing. You only have a bearing of where he left the station, the direction he was heading.
Okay.
You don't have anything
I have a
else.
couple more questions I'd like to ask without the others hearing it.
Is Michael leaving?
I'm just tipping around on my computer, looking at stuff and not reacting to really people talking to me.
You think that he's probably not listening, Yalen.
I'm going to risk this. I think it's not really secretive. Really, it's just a couple more extra questions. How many times has this Hanningham actually visited your station in the past?
It says here only once.
Only once.
And
What
that
would
he
it take? What would it take to leave out the record that we visited this station, in case this Hanningham returns?
I fail to see why I would need to do that.
Well, he seems to be. If this is the Henningham that we're after, by the look of his picture, he seems to be aware that he's being followed by someone. So if he gets word that someone has come by this station looking for him, I don't want him to catch wind of us yet.
That would imply that your motives for finding him are less than benevolent.
No, believe me, they are. But I just feel it's safer if we do this secretly for the time being.
Well, I respect that. I cannot falsify records like that.
What would it take for you to forget that we were here?
No one forgets Conrad.
He looks vaguely
Pops his-
insulted.
pops his head
he
back
looks
in.
vaguely insulted that you would suggest that. This does not seem to be a man who is going to take well to a bribe.
I have had experience with this in the past, so I simply stand and say, I think I've taken up enough of your time, and leave.
It is now just Michael standing there.
Michael is
Yes.
oblivious.
Can I help you with anything else?
I don't know.
Absolutely not.
I don't know whether he's doing this intentionally or not. I don't know.
He
You
gently
awkward
starts
fuck.
nudging you towards the exit. Eventually, Michael, you're outside the room, and the door has been closed.
Still oblivious to
For
the
fuck's sake.
world.
I suggest we
Okay.
buy some roller skates for Michael.
Yeah, we probably should.
No, then we'll have to call him Rollerbladle.
Okay, Kiko, like, can I look up on that ship? Can I look up if there are any previous owners of that guy's ship?
There is not enough information.
It's not enough information.
No.
Okay.
Whatever. Either there really isn't this information, or if it is Henningham,
When a ship docks in the ship port, does it get scanned, and does its like what kind of information do they take from the ship?
general information.
Do they take any information from the ship that could allow one to track down its whereabouts?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive. Unless you put a tracking device on the ship, you can't
Okay.
do that.
Wouldn't it, like, if I know, for example, if I knew what kind of engine it has,
No.
could I rig the scanners to pick up the trail of those specific engines?
No, you couldn't.
Not giving me a lot to work with here, man. I get back to the ship, drink some more coffee.
I'm not, I'm afraid. That's because I can't.
Anyway, so have I managed to get this comms through yet, or?
Yes, eventually you get Cassine.
Okay.
Oh,
I should say, hello there.
Greetings. I was not expecting to hear from you back so soon. Have you found him?
Yes and no. We found what might be a lead. At this point, I'd like to hold up the photo. Is this the man we're looking for?
Oh my, what happened to him?
Is this the man we're looking for? I repeat.
Yes, but my word, he doesn't look very well.
Fantastic. Okay. In that case, I shall phone
Hangs
you
up.
back. Yeah, no, I'm genuinely saying, okay, thank you. Well, thank you for your time. That's all we need to know. We found a ship that might have been him. He used a very impressive code name of Henningham. At least at this point, I slightly shake my head.
That's terrible.
Tell me about it. Anyway, we shall not waste any more of your time. We shall now go find him.
This
we now
man looks withered like ball sack of man poking out in sun from nap.
Eventually,
Tent.
everyone is all back on the ship.
Scrotum in a sandstorm.
I just had a thought. Would there be the wrappings anywhere along the floor from the Triraptor?
Yes.
Now, Krebs only eats live food, so there would be something smelly on the floor untouched.
They would be leavings.
Well,
Ah,
there would just be some smelly, spicy.
So
food
just as an
right there.
aside, have everyone else
Yeah.
is everyone back at the ship now?
They
apart
are
from
back
me?
on the ship. Your coffee has been delivered, Kleiker.
Nice.
The cargo hold has a lot of coffee in it.
Well, to be fair, 40 kilos isn't actually
40
that
kilograms
much.
of coffee.
It's actually not that much, but it's coffee.
It's enough.
It's got a lot of coffee. It's got some coffee in it.
I make myself a coffee.
Right. In that case,
Actually, I make everyone a coffee. But
I
I
don't
take
drink.
for myself. I take the cup with the heart on it.
So,
Oh, actually, Kiko. Wait, actually, Kiko. Let me do something. Before I went back to the ship, I went to the station. I went into a little store and I bought 4 coffee cups. I bought a coffee cup with a heart. I bought a coffee cup with a spade on it. A coffee cup with a diamond on it, and a coffee cup with a poison sign. And I take the coffee cup with the heart for myself. The spade goes to Yayland. The what was the other one I said? The diamond goes to E-Man, and the poison sign goes to Conrad.
Good,
And
you've
I make everyone a coffee.
you've no idea what the poison sign is, Conrad.
Of course not.
I make everyone a coffee and
Okay.
hand it to them.
Right,
I
so
casually add some liquor to my
is
to my
anyone...
coffee.
Is there anything else before you head out?
Do you have any
no.
dates, this guy? Conrad always has dates with his coffee.
Any what?
I want dates.
Dates.
They look
Maybe
like
you should go out and
It
meet
is-
some
it is.
women.
looks like small scrotum of tiny man. Grows in
Yes.
ground. It's good.
Lift up your loincloth. It's probably under
All right,
there.
he does so.
I walk in at this very moment. Oh God!
It's a good
I-
thing you're still wearing
take
your
a zip.
actual normal clothing.
I-
Oh
here.
God
I
damn
take
it!
a zip. I take a zip from my coffee. I look down at what I behold, and I say, "I'm not sure your insurance covers that."
There we go.
Wah,
Conrad
wah,
employs his
wah.
carousel skill on his knob and meets.
Carouse.
Damn it! For fuck's sake!
I'm always going to correct that. I'm sorry, you do not have a
Yeah.
carousel skill.
Never
Come
mind.
to the carousel.
So where are you guys going?
That
Well,
way.
Literally,
What is the information we have on, like, what are the bearings on where that guy is supposed
he
to
went that way, pointing to the direction of no planet.
Well,
Yeah.
considering I'm the one with the pilot skill, I'm the one who's got to set the course.
Yep.
So do I have to do a skill check for that? Or...
You would. I'd like you to make an astrogation intelligence skill one. I want you to get 4+. If you don't have
Astrogation.
astrogation, you take a -3 to the check.
Oh, I don't have. Oh,
Was that
who
not,
does have astrogation? Because I might need some help setting
No
the course.
one has
No one but
astrogation.
Rupert is the one that's best at this because of his
Conrad
giant
takes
No
charge.
one
I
expects
understand.
astrogation.
What are we
Okay.
looking at here?
I
Conrad,
think
which way are we going?
Conrad, roll me astrogation with your intelligence modifier. We need 4+.
You fucking roll snake eyes, I'll shit you.
That's great. What was I supposed to roll again? Let me see here.
Double 6.
Double 6 plus what?
No, 2d6 plus your plus nothing for your
Intelligence
astrogation plus your intelligence modifier. You need 4+.
Plus nothing for astrogation, and so it's a d6 plus my intelligence modifier.
2d6 plus your
D6.
intelligence.
The dice modifiers, that's just a +1, or is that actually another d6?
No, it's just a +1.
Okay, in that case, 8.
Fantastic.
You think it's that way? I'm just pointing.
Conrad has spoken.
Well, I've got no other option, so I take Conrad into the
You-
cockpit for a moment to help me set the course.
He basically, between you, you can you decipher his that way into a course.
Right.
Okay.
I love the
I
idea
I
that
want to use
Conrad
the
is just
scanners, and I want to use the scanners and try to increase their maximum range to maybe pick that guy up.
I lean out from the cockpit and say, "Is there any outstanding business on the station before we leave?"
None that we can afford.
Fantastic. Well, at least
Right.
none that you guys can afford.
I'll have
Oh,
you.
if that's the case, you can buy some spare parts.
I will note.
If you need, would it help us if I bought some?
Save it for when we come back.
I will note, Michael, that you are on the scanners and trying to maximize their output if they are needed.
Are you willing to pay for it?
Well, I'm sitting on 100,000 credits. So
Oh, good God. In that case, Kiko, you mentioned that
how much are spare parts?
they were 10k
10,000 per ton.
for a ton. So just buy a
Per
single
ton.
ton.
Per ton.
I would like to buy a
single
ton of
ton.
spare parts.
That is done. We're minus 10,000 from your inventory.
Right, in
So
that case,
now
I would like to start using this ton of spare parts whilst we're going to see what I can do on the engine.
Okay.
Are we not using the cargo room as crew quarters because we have no fucking room?
No, you have a room.
I'll be sleeping in the fucking engine bay
these-
by the looks of it.
These spare parts are actually, we actually have room for them and it'll not cramp our...
No, they're in the cargo bay.
That's right.
Bear in mind, we have something like 18 tons worth of space or something like
But
that.
don't forget that weight is also not a good signifier of size. You
It's
could have something that's quite
displacement.
small.
Yeah.
It's displacement rather than actual weight.
Oh,
In
I
that
see.
case, I would like to start working on the engine in ways which would improve it, but not stop it from actually functioning at the time.
Conrad shall assist him.
Well, you
Good.
have fun. You have fun with that. I'm going to go to the cockpit to keep the ship on course.
Ooh,
Right.
that reminds me. I'd like to shout, "Yo, ship, you still alive?
Hello.
Hello, yo, can you have a quick scan of your engine, see what would be most useful for repairing first?
What do you mean?
See if there's anything out of place."
Looks all fine to me.
Okay. How you doing anyway?
I'm functioning adequately.
Ah, fantastic. Good to hear it.
Kiko,
Okay,
I
I'll
would
just-
like to write you a message.
I'd like to just continue with
Can I
repairing.
write you a message?
If you like, but I don't have anything actually. Like, if you like,
Okay.
you can.
Messages.
Suddenly turns into paranoia.
Yeah, I was about to say.
No.
Cloaker feels a sharp pain in his back.
No, let's not start
I look
that.
I look on the floor and find a green card
Shit.
or whatever it was.
Anyway, So yes, I would like to just repair what I can with
You're probably not going to be able to do that.
Nope, probably not.
No, you won't be able to do that.
What
But
about Conan?
at least we have a ton sitting around for future
Mhm.
use.
Basically, you have a look into that bicycle, and you conclude that you would not be able to do that.
Kiko, please.
Oh, you're talking
Nope.
to you're talking to Clyde.
You are unable to do that.
Shit.